The financial scandal involving foreign businessman Ben Smith has drawn widespread attention in Thailand after authorities issued arrest warrants for him and his wife on charges of investment fraud and money laundering. According to Thai police, the total damages linked to the case could exceed 1 billion baht, approximately 28.6 million USD, making it one of the most notable financial fraud cases in the country in recent years. The investigation began after a foreign investor filed a complaint with authorities, claiming that he had been deceived into participating in several investment projects introduced by Ben Smith. According to the victim's statement, he first met Smith around 2016 while seeking business opportunities and financial investments in Thailand. During their early meetings, Smith reportedly presented himself as a seasoned financial expert with extensive experience in investment and the Thai stock market. He frequently appeared alongside influential business figures and politicians in Thailand, which helped him build credibility among potential investors. Photographs showing him standing with well-known personalities further reinforced the impression that he had strong connections within the country's political and business circles. Initially, Smith convinced the investor to participate in a project involving shares in a Thai energy company. The investment was reportedly made alongside several other businessmen, which made the project appear legitimate and trustworthy. Since the initial investment did not raise any immediate concerns, the investor became increasingly confident and was willing to join additional financial ventures proposed by Smith. After establishing trust, Smith later persuaded the investor to inject approximately 700 million baht, around 20 million USD, into shares of another company. To make the deal appear legitimate, the parties involved signed loan agreements and issued checks promising returns with interest rates ranging from 7% to 11%. According to these documents, the total expected repayment could reach 760 million baht, approximately 21.7 million USD. For more than a year afterward, the investment was reportedly managed by Katreya Beaver, Smith's wife. She was introduced as the person responsible for overseeing financial operations and managing the flow of funds in the various projects. In this role, Beaver became a key intermediary between Smith and the investors, helping maintain the perception that the investment system was functioning normally. However, as the relationship between Smith and the investor deepened, Smith continued presenting new investment opportunities with increasingly larger financial commitments. One of the most notable proposals involved purchasing a private jet valued at about 255 million baht, roughly 7.3 million USD. According to Smith, the aircraft would not only serve personal travel purposes, but could also be leased out to generate steady income. Believing in the profit potential, the investor transferred a deposit of about 21 million baht, approximately 600,000 USD, for the aircraft purchase. However, the project was never carried out as initially promised. Then, Smith introduced another opportunity, encouraging the investor to participate in a new energy project that was described as a partnership with Thai investors connected to the national electricity sector. For this project, the investor transferred an additional 126 million baht, about 3.6 million USD. Investigators say Smith presented these projects as highly promising ventures with attractive returns and involvement in industries with strong growth potential. However, over time, the investor began noticing irregularities. The investments failed to generate the promised profits, while new projects continued to appear, each requiring additional funding. To reassure an investor as suspicions began to grow, individuals within Smith's network proposed yet another investment plan, this time involving luxury real estate. The victim was asked to provide deposits for the purchase of 7 high-end condominium units with a combined value of approximately 144 million baht, around 4.1 million USD. The plan appeared straightforward. Once purchased, the condos would be renovated with premium interiors and later sold at higher prices to generate profits. Given the strong real estate market in Bangkok at the time, the proposal seemed plausible, and the investor agreed to proceed. However, by 2022, the investor had still not received any of the promised properties. When he began demanding explanations, the parties involved repeatedly delayed responses or avoided direct answers. After conducting his own inquiries, the investor discovered that the condominium units mentioned in the agreement had actually been transferred to other buyers. This discovery led him to realize that the entire chain of investments over years might have been part of a carefully constructed fraud scheme. According to investigators, Smith and his wife allegedly used multiple types of projects, ranging from stock investments and energy ventures to private aviation and real estate, to repeatedly solicit funds from the investor. These projects were reportedly introduced in stages, gradually building trust before requesting increasingly larger sums of money. Authorities believe the pattern of activity indicates a systematic fraud scheme organized and operated in a manner resembling an ongoing business operation. Based on the evidence gathered, investigators obtained arrest warrants for Ben Smith and Katrea Beaver on charges of fraud and money laundering. Police also conducted searches at 6 locations in central Thailand to collect additional documents, evidence, and electronic devices related to the case. During a raid conducted in late February 2026, officers seized several computers, mobile phones, and financial documents believed to be connected to the network's operations. At the same time, Thai authorities coordinated with the Anti-Money Laundering Office to freeze assets connected to the case. According to information from the civil court, the total value of assets temporarily frozen within the network could reach 13 billion baht, approximately 371 million USD. The asset freezing measures were implemented to prevent the transfer or concealment of funds and to ensure compensation could potentially be recovered for victims if the court ultimately confirms the alleged crimes. One aspect that has drawn particular public attention is the circulation of photographs showing Ben Smith alongside several influential figures in Thailand, including politicians and well-known business leaders. These images spread rapidly on social media after the scandal surfaced. However, several individuals appearing in those photos have publicly stated that they have no personal or business relation with Smith. They explained that the photos were taken during public events or social gatherings, and that appearing in the same picture does not imply any close association. Amid growing speculation, Thai Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul addressed the issue, emphasizing that the government is intensifying its crackdown on so-called gray economy activities, including scam networks, financial crimes, and money laundering. He stated that authorities have been given full authority to investigate the case and pursue legal action against anyone found to have violated the law, regardless of their status or connections. The Prime Minister also emphasized that he would not interfere with the investigation and would allow law enforcement agencies to carry out their work independently. According to him, maintaining transparency and fairness in the legal process is the most important priority. The Ben Smith case remains under active investigation. Authorities are currently analyzing data obtained from seized electronic devices to determine financial transactions and determine whether additional individuals or organizations may be connected to the network. Investigators are also exploring the possibility that more victims may exist but have not yet come forward. This scandal is widely viewed as a warning for international investors about the risks associated with cross-border investment schemes. In an era of globalization where financial transactions have become increasingly complex, verifying partners and ensuring the transparency of investment projects has become more crucial than ever before. While the investigation is still ongoing, the Ben Smith scandal has already become one of the most talked about financial controversies in Thailand, sparking debates about transparency in investment activities and the need for stronger oversight of international capital flows.
Thank you for watching this story. If you found it meaningful, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. And now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for staying with Societal Stories.